Thank you for staying with us. We still have with us our panelists on the program, but we also have a new entrant who just joined us. Thank you for joining us on the program, Abiodun Dabiri. You are a software, like a blockchain software engineer as well. So quite a lot of water has gone under the bridge, while since the program has started. But we're looking at, how technology can aid the conduct of the 2019 elections. What do you think about? How do you think this can happen?
Um, I think blockchain technology would aid the electoral process in so many ways. It will start with transparency that blockchain brings into the picture. It means that when people decide to vote, right, it is transparent for all parties. We do not need to count the votes again because it's coming in real time. There are so many advantages to blockchain, which is a distributed ledger. It means that all parties can see what's going on. You can liken it to a group chat. When someone puts a message, we can all see it.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, you couldn't delete messages in group chats for WhatsApp, for instance, but nowadays you could do that. So blockchain
I hope people won't
technology.
delete votes as well.
Yeah, no, they won't be able to delete votes. Why? Because it's like trying to take out your grandparents. You wouldn't exist anymore. So in a way, blockchain is sort of like a chain of data, which is like, you can liken it to a family tree. If my dad didn't exist, I wouldn't exist. If my dad's dad didn't exist, he wouldn't exist.
The chain won't be there.
The chain won't be there.
So one of the things that we have, actually, been having a back and forth about is the security of this
Yes.
platform. And yes, Kolade Kaide, who is joining us from New York, on the Hangout, is saying that, no matter how any technology that has been built, there is a loophole somewhere. And I'm thinking, and he made a case study with the United States elections, and I'm thinking, shouldn't we be worried if, elections should if blockchain or technology should be introduced?
Right. There is a certification process, right? There's a process whereby you have a peer review that this particular code base has been written for the blockchain, the smart contracts. Well, by the way, a smart contract is a it's a program that has been written and has been certified to do exactly one particular thing, and it does those things over and over again. So once we have a peer review of the smart contract, while we have people that have the same skill set, determining that this particular contract is correct and it won't do otherwise, then there would be less likelihood of it being hacked or being changed or being manipulated going forward.
Okay, so let me come back to you, Bamidele. You were kind of agreeing with some of the things, Kolade Kaide was saying just before we went on the break. So I don't know, do you see that happening? He's talking about the cost, and also talking about the reach,
Exactly.
the rural areas. How do we clear that out?
So I feel, right, for 2019,
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible. It's too soon. But we have 4 years to prepare. We have 4 years to actually learn or see how this can be distributed. The reach, for example, the mobile phone has reached everywhere in Nigeria. If you don't have a mobile phone, I don't think you are even okay to vote, to me, because it's part of livelihood these days. So I feel it's not
It's now a part of our life.
Yeah, it's not just about the technology. It's also about the reach. Like, how do people really vote? So if we can get people to know about this, for example, I'll make it so easy. I think it's a way of reducing the cost. You can't take it out totally because there are some places that there's no telecommunication.
Exactly.
But I feel that we should find a way to minimize the cost because you can't pay 1 million ad hoc staff. The money should be transformed. Like, we should use that for something else. Our educational system is not good. We should be putting money there, not for elections. For me, I feel. So we should find a way to use the technology to reduce that cost. Very well. Like, for example, with technology, I think we could actually reduce the cost. I won't say, if I'm exaggerating, I would say 90%. But you can achieve that if we can find the best channels to use. People use mobile phones. People use SMS. People use WhatsApp messaging. USSD also. So these are channels that we could leverage upon because they're already there. People now transfer money via USSD. They are safe. People can now transfer money. Immediately you get it. Businesses are running on those technologies currently.
So
why can't elections?
Let me bring back Kaide into the conversation. Kaide, let's even begin, or let me just ask, what's the solution? lastly.
Okay, Victor, thank you.
Sure.
Let me make this very clear. One thing we are focusing on right now, or what my colleagues are saying, they're just talking about the technology. They're not looking at the infrastructure needed to put that technology in place. I want them to know one thing: the blockchain or no blockchain we are discussing right now, somebody has invested heavily outside of Nigeria to make that platform secure, to make that platform what it is. Are we going to buy a space on that platform? Are we going to adopt that platform? You get what I'm just trying to say? I'm just trying to say that, if we are looking at building our own infrastructure and building our own technology to enhance our own electoral process, is a different thing. If you're looking at building on somebody else's infrastructure and technology to enhance our electoral process, is a different process. So we need to get all this clear. And all I'm saying is we don't have the infrastructure. And if we dare come out to tell Nigerians will be the first person to come and tell you, oh, they are relying on so complaints, whatever. How would they put our own 20 or 30 million or 100 million voters data or credentials on this person's platform? You get what I'm just trying to say? There are people here outside of Nigeria who have invested in billions of dollars to make platforms and technology secure for people to use.
All right, thank you very much, Khalede Kaide, IT enthusiast. Thank you for joining us from New York, the United States. It was a pleasure to have you share your thoughts with us on the program.
It's a pleasure being on the program too.
Thank you very much. So, just in closing up, Abiodun, do you agree with him?
Well,
quickly,
let me address some of his fears.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, it's unknown now, but there are actually some boys and girls that have built a blockchain solution in Nigeria here. It's not foreign owned, it's owned in Nigeria, built by Nigerians. That is useful. Then the other thing I want to say is that we target the low-hanging fruits. Why not election monitoring, right? Yeah. And yes, there are people that have invested thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in securing the blockchain, but it is the same blockchain that they are using that we would use. And what is most important is that it's transparent. They can't manipulate it. Neither can we manipulate it.
All right. I mean, that's the hope, because there's just been case studies there, here and there. And I mean, people have legitimate fears. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, of course. So, but I mean, I have to say thank you to both of you for joining us on the program. Yes. Bamidele Alegbe as well as Abiodun Dabiri, both of you blockchain software engineers. I should maybe come and learn one of these things some of these days, but of course, I know, right? But thanks again for joining us on the program. Well, that's where we are. We'll be back in a moment with the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Please stay with us.
This week's most viewed videos begin with the brother of Senator Dino Melaye alleging that the Nigeria police are desperate to harm the federal lawmaker.
I believe they are out to harm my brother. If not, what is desperation? Is there any law, known or unknown? Americans protect lives. Nigerian police takes life every day.
In fourth place is the vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, outlining how they'll tackle epileptic power supply if elected.
We'll tackle issue of power aggressively.
How many megawatts are you
promising? We're not going to promise 20 or 30. I can assure you that today, no investment has been done to that sector, no proper policy or program has been executed there. We will put in place what will at least show a very significant increase.
Third spot sees former and incumbent presidents Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari paying condolence visits to the late President Shagari's family in Sokoto. President Buhari's flag-off of his presidential campaign in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, comes in second place.
I assure you that you will not regret trusting us. We are going to secure this country. We are going to manage it properly. We are going to stop corruption. So you better sweat and work for a living, because there is no more hand up.
The emergence of Senator Dino Melaye after 8 days tops the chart as the most viewed video.
Chief, my brother should be there as well. We need some. When the council I don't know.
Well, there you go. Those were the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Technology has drastically reduced incidences of electoral malpractices such as ballot stuffing, result sheet mutilation, manipulations, amongst others. It is now hoped that more of technology will be introduced so as to reduce cost, security threats to officials, among other challenges the Independent National Electoral Commission faces in the conduct of election. On that note, we wrap it up on this edition of the program, but as always, continue the conversation via the social media addresses showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I'm Victor Matthias.